The chair calls Teresa Deer. And Ms. Deer, as I've said several times, if you'll tell us your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Definitely.
And you may have to pull the microphone down just a bit.
I don't know what's too loud and what's proper volume. My name is Teresa Deer, and I represent myself, and I'm against the bill. I think there's a lot of good in the bill, as I've listened to everybody's testimony. I have my husband's grandmother lives with us. We have a grandmother in our family that's very poor and super helpful. We have my parents that have financial capabilities and have been very helpful, and we have a grandmother who opened an APS case against our family, which triggered a CPS case, and then we had to defend ourselves against, I guess, the state. So I have a varied opinion on it. I'm just going to read my notes so I don't get off topic. I recently celebrated my 20th anniversary, which means I got married back in 1998. In 2005, we had 2 children, and we got out of the Air Force, and our lives completely fell apart. This began a season of drama and difficulty and dysfunction that was based on my husband's bad choices. On the very last day of 2012, at that point we had 5 children, and my husband got in a car wreck and broke 29 bones and lost his left eye, which when he woke up, he decided to change his life, and our entire lives changed with him. In the lost years, between 2005 and 2012, I got a lot of support from my parents. This included reduced rent, clothes for my kids, car repairs, and most importantly of all, taking my difficult children for sleepovers when I needed a break. They saved the day many times, like for instance with birthday parties when my husband flaked on bringing the cake or the pizza, and their love was crucially important in getting us through this really difficult season. However, they frequently crossed the line by trying to control how my children were being raised. They persistently offered to send my kids to private school in the area, even though I choose to homeschool. Their offer stood even when they moved out of state. They wanted my children to come live with them. The love for grandchildren shouldn't come with strings attached, and I understand that it's really hard to keep grandkids close and safe when disapproving of a dysfunctional adult child or that person's spouse. But the committee needs to remember that toxic people are found in all generations, not just in the parents or in the grandparents, but in both. Parents have been given a God-given authority over their minor children. Parents should not lose custody because grandparents have more time or disposable money to pay lawyers or more connections. Parents in a difficult season who choose to parent differently, or parents who have made mistakes, should not be in risk of losing custody of their children. There's child protective services for that. My fear is that a few parents who are in this, who would be against this bill, are in the middle of a dysfunctional season, wouldn't be here to defend their parental rights because they're just busy surviving. Our season of difficulty was 8 years long, and we're out on the other side of it. And but for the grace of God, we could have lost custody of our children to my parents. And I think that if this bill had been in effect then, that would have been riskier. I think that even just striking 2 words, possession of, would change the bill to be something I could get behind. I don't think there's anything wrong with access to. I think children need as many relationships as possible, but because I'm concerned about the precedent of possession of is why I'm against the bill.
Ms. Deer, thank you for your testimony. Members, do you have any questions? I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to contact Chairman Dutton's office and share that observation and your concern specifically with that language.
Great.
That's part of this process. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here today.